Hello, hello, and welcome to Community TV with Adaire. This is TV by me, TV for you from TV by me, and special guests where we work with amazing business owners to bring to you special information, events, and techniques and tools that are going to make your life a whole heap better. Up till now, we've spoken to people like we've had gardeners, we've had NLP practitioners, hypnotherapists, tarot card readers, meditators, yoga teachers, PTs, and people who make their own skincare. Today, we are talking to the amazing Kristy Sapwell. Now, Kristy has given me this amazing blurb where she wants you to think about this. Have you ever felt concerned about the way you feel, no matter how much you try and look after yourself? Do you lack energy? Do you suffer with gut issues, or generally know that you just should be feeling better? For too long, we've been entrusting our wellness to the medical and pharmaceutical industries. Over the last 5 years, Kristy has developed her obsession with educating and inspiring individuals to take charge of their own health and wellness. Today, more than ever, you must give your body what it needs to function the way it was designed to do. Now it's the time that you need to take action before it's too late. So join us, and together we can create a movement that will empower ourselves, and others to take action for what's necessary to surviving in this toxic planet that we're living on. Welcome, Kristy. How are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me? Neither of us are muted. Yeah. We did have some technical issues, so we're a few minutes late starting, but thank you for bearing with us, and we are here now. So, Kristy, I'd love for you to share a little bit about how you came to be doing this amazing work that you're doing. So what led you on this journey?
Okay, well, for me, I'm a little bit of a jack of all trades. I'm an ex-hairdresser and an ex-childcare worker. I owned my own business, which was a traditional business of a post office general store, which was I loved it. It really gave me a sense of purpose and loved the community. But really, I worked very, very long hours, and I become quite stressed, and my health really deteriorated because of that. And then, the doctors told me my immune system was low and that I needed to do something about it. So I was introduced to some amazing products that helped me with my own health and regain my immune system back. But it wasn't until I actually sold that traditional business that I embarked on the journey of in the wellness industry then. So, and as I said, over the past 5 years, I've just I've immersed myself in learning about, what we actually need, and speaking to individuals, and realizing there's just such a common thread of even people that think they're looking after themselves or eating properly. We're just not getting what we're supposed to in our diet, and we really need to take a proactive approach in giving our bodies what it actually needs. So that, in a very quick recap, is how I've got to this point today.
Lovely. So you mentioned in the introduction that you were saying that too many people are relying on pharmaceutical and medical intervention, and it's been something that I've been observing for a while. In fact, I'd have to say, if I was being totally honest, that there was a time when I was exactly the same. It's like we are numb to any alternatives, and this has just been my own experience, that we are that's how we're conditioned, that's how we're brought up, and with doctors at the top of the pecking order, and they know everything, and
that's what I've found, is that we have, is exactly like you said, we've been brainwashed or conditioned to put a group of individuals who are just human beings like you and I that have trained in a certain field. And there is definitely a place for modern medicine, and the research and everything. It's people are living longer, but a lot of what I'm seeing is that people are masking the symptoms of what they're getting with pharmaceutical drugs. And while it might be masking or putting a band-aid over what they're dealing with, it's actually, there's an underlying problem. And what I'm so passionate about is for people to get to the root of the cause in the first place. And while modern medicine is getting better and they're spending so much on research and stuff like that, why are people getting sicker and younger and more elaborate diseases? And it is a worry of the state of our health today, and energy levels, and people are so tired. Stress is massive, it really does cause a massive load on our bodies and our immune system.
I guess that we do need to just qualify also that you're not advocating a replacement for medical treatment or anything like that, but it is actually the alternatives that you provide are some education and information around better ways. And and I've heard it before when I've spoken to other wellness practitioners, and I think it's brilliant. And actually now I'm just starting to hear doctors saying we're doing something wrong. So you were saying that there were so we've put that out there, and we'll just park that, because what I want to explore with you is some of the things that we are commonly afflicted with. You mentioned that poor that's high levels of stress, and you did say gut health, if I recall correctly. I've got 100 million questions going around in my head because I'm fascinated with this, and certainly on my own journey, I've been looking at where I've come from a very, very poor diet and a chronically stressed life, to trying to get myself healthier, and not always having access to the right information to be able to do it in a way that's sustainable. But what would people do? What would people commonly see themselves like? What would people commonly be in that position where they would say, basically, I need some help. These pills aren't cutting it anymore. I just want to, before you answer that, Kristy, I just want to mention Roz is saying, Roz is here. I love Roz. She pops up everywhere. Amazing woman. Thank you for being here, and thank you for Katie for being here, and anyone else who is here as well. Chris has just given you a shout out before we started, and Deidre as well. So if you're here, just pop in and say hi. We'd love to know. I mean, we do have a lot of people that do lurk. Lurkers are fine. Lurkers are welcome. But if we love to jump by and let Kristy and myself know you're here. We'd love to know where you're from as well, because we do get people popping in from right around the world. And also, if you have any friends that you know would benefit from this information, please invite them to watch or share the broadcast. Would be most appreciated, because we're here to help. Now, I just wanted to let Roz has made a comment about depleted soils create depleted foods, even in the fresh food industry. And that's definitely something that's worth following up. Katie, as Roz has said, we are not, we do have a lot on mytimetv.live. We do have a lot of readers, psychics and tarot card readers. And today, this is Community TV with Adaire. I'm not a psychic, and I don't know if you've got any superpowers hidden that you haven't shared with us yet, Kristy. But today we're talking about health, physical health, and how we might be able to take some steps to improve without using pharmaceuticals. Leanne Land is saying hi, and Roz is saying, am I still having some audio issues? The audio seems to pop out and in. Roz, we fixed the audio issues by popping Kristy on on her. But I'm not quite sure. It might be the gods are against us. We will keep going. So Chris is here. They're having a party down there. Look at this. self-care is vital. Do you know, Chris? Passionate
Yes.
about, worked in the disease profession as a nurse midwife, not the way to go. Yes, the disease profession. So now I can't remember what I mentioned. Something.
I just want to go back to the, you said if I had any superpowers, and I'm really passionate about the fact that this is a holistic side of looking at things, not to just think that one particular thing is going to be the end and end all for you. And a lot of people put the pharmaceutical industry or don't really understand or just don't know where to go to for other help. And there's the same, it's the spiritual, it's the your mind as well. It's what you're feeding your mind, it's what you're feeding your body, and it's the exercise. It's just a whole holistic way of looking at things. So what I just tend to offer, and as someone said, with the soils depleted, some people don't even understand that the supermarket, well, can be the most poisonous place sometimes. Fresh fruit and vegetables are picked green and a 12 months old before we even buy it. So the nutrients that we actually need for our bodies to do what they were designed to do just aren't there anymore. So along with, we're living stressful, busy lives, we're eating processed foods. There's just so much that's happening that that is causing our bodies to be depleted. And I think if you really think about it, and if you did a food diary and you wrote down what you ate and then how you felt afterwards,
like, did that look smack of guilt?
Yeah. Well, and after, and it's funny, like I'm an ex, I loved my Coke Zero, and I used to drink an awful lot of it. But the poisons that are in that, I drank it because it didn't have any sugar and everything. But I was probably be better off drinking Coke with what I was drinking with that. And a lot of we're eating food-like substances and not proper food. But then even the people that say, oh no, I eat healthy, I eat all my vegetables and fruit, and that's great, but what people don't understand is that the nutrients that our grandparents got back in 1950 are just not available in our modern day diet today, and they know that. So people are trying to supplement. Then there's the confusion about the supplementation world because it's an unregulated industry. You'll go into the supermarket, the health food shops, and all these practitioners and find a lot just shelves and shelves of products. And then you go, well, what do I get? And even that is poison. Like 90% of that is synthetic. And as I said, it's unregulated. So we're then poisoning ourselves, trying to help ourselves. And we were just on this roller coaster of breathing chemicals, of putting it on our skin, drinking it, with stress, with everything. And then just it's compounding. So I'm just so passionate about putting something that is the cleanest products in your mouth and for your body to do exactly what it's supposed to do, for it to be optimal and at optimal health. And yeah.
Dr. Google quite often if
yes.
Supplements, or we do get, we see them come up, I'm not saying it's good or bad or indifferent, but quite often we see things like, Blackmores, because they were around. My parents had the first fruit and vegetable and health food shop in South Australia up in Clare, and they were selling the Blackmore stuff for, this is like, maybe show my age here, probably 40 years ago. And it was something that you just go, well, because we know that name, it doesn't necessarily mean, and don't mean that for that name, but I'm just saying that doesn't necessarily mean that it is a good thing. Like, we know the name Coke, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good thing. And you were saying that's a really interesting point, because if they have the name, like supplements or the words on it that, I think that can be or condition us or lull us into a bit of a false sense of security about what we're taking. But I guess question for me then, Kristy, is how do we know? How do we know what's good for us and what's bad for us? If the one with the biggest budget or the biggest voice or the, the brightest light.
That's it's the advertising, people with the deepest pockets with the shiny, all the advertising, and you'll probably notice a lot of people want a quick fix. Really, at the end, and we're in such a society where people want to, they want to take the one pill to lose weight, or take the one pill that's going to make them feel better. So we're conditioned to have a headache, take a Panadol. Get an infection, take some antibiotics, instead of getting to the root of why are you getting that headache. Why are you getting infections? Why are you feeling run down? And if we are designed to be hunters and gatherers, and to get our food from nature. And I just I think I'm very passionate about gut health, and I think 70%.
I know I've got a question here from Kate. She's saying, what about gut health, Kristy? Where does that come into our diets? Now, this is something that's a relatively new concept for me. So, because we don't think about, I don't. I'm sure there's people out there that do, but there's probably many more people that don't, about the health of our gut and how that impacts on our diet. So, sorry, I didn't mean to cut across you, but you started talking about gut health, so I pick up what you said. So, how does that fit in?
Well, I mean, as most people know, 70-80% of your immune system is in your gut. So if you understand that 70 or 80%, what was that?
I didn't know that.
Didn't you? No, well,
no, I focus on other stuff. That's not my area of expertise.
So it's and the stress that we're living under, the food, as I said before, the food that we're eating, the air that we're breathing, and that's all going into our body, and it's killing all the good bacteria in our gut. And we need that good bacteria. And I think I've got a bit of an analogy that makes people understand a little bit better. And for those people, I don't know whether you know what an envirocycle is. It's a little bit like a septic tank, but it's for waste from a house. Yeah. I used to have one of them years ago when I lived up in the country, and I come home one day and it was just really stinky and wasn't working, clogged up, and I thought the pump had stopped working. So I rang up the guys to come and fix up the pump. And when they came, they just got a tin of blood and bone, blood and bone that you put on your garden, the manure that you put on your garden. They just got a tin of that, dropped it in my envirocycle, and within an hour or two, the envirocycle started working, clear water pumping out of it, and the smell had gone. And what was happening is I was in my bathroom, I was using Blue Loo and White King and all of these exit molds in my bathroom, which then was going into the environment, into my septic tank, and it was killing all the good bacteria in it. So by dropping the blood and bone into it, it was good bacteria for it to start processing and working and running out clear. So the analogy I like to make of that is that the foods, the antibiotics, the chemicals, the stress is all the Blue Loos and the chemicals that we're putting in our body, which is making our whole digestive system clog up, conk out, stinky, whatever. And then we get symptoms of bloating, food sensitivities, joint pain, brain fog, weight gain. There's so many symptoms that people are not relating it back to their gut, only if they seem to bloat, constipation, diarrhea, there's so many other things, but nobody puts joint pain together with gut health. But we're poisoning our bodies with our foods and our modern day world, and that's where
Leanne is saying. Leanne is saying some supplements can cause big issues and can change body chemicals, blood, bone, or guts, or
that's right. That's why you really need to look at the supplements and products that I use and I've got my grandchildren on and that I recommend are are from a science and research company. So clinical trial, everything's being tested and tried and are the best that you can possibly put in your mouth. So, yeah.
So with a holistic approach, you've got the supplements that you can say, hand on heart, that these are the best that you can get, the best that you know that you can get, and couple that with, because it's no point, again, I guess if you're having a poor diet, then that detracts from it as well. So what you were saying before is that it needs to be a holistic view. So what would you say to someone that just goes, oh my God, I've been a couch potato for so long, I haven't been exercising, and I drink beer every night, and I just love my pizza, typical male Aussie, I think. And
well, really, at the end of the day, what was that?
I was going to say, what would you say? Because to me, and I've been there, not with beer and pizza, but definitely with too much alcohol and too much crap food, and being very, very overweight, to, changing a lot of my lifestyle, losing half my body fat, and, being a lot more active. But it's the hardest thing when when you're sitting on the couch and you're stuck in that habit. It really is tough. And Jenny, hello, great to see you here.
Look, everybody's individual, and it just depends on what they want out of life. All I can do, and all I have got a passion to do, is to educate people and just make them understand the reason why they're feeling the way they're feeling, and that there is hope and there is an answer out there if they want to do something about it. You can lead a horse to water, you can't.
Oh yes, that's exactly right.
Quite often with a lot of us, we need to find out the reason why. Like, you would have had a driving force, there would have been a value that you wanted to turn your health around, and that was your goal. Probably wasn't to lose weight necessarily, but it might have been something else. So
oh no, it was all about losing weight.
But that was was that affecting your life somehow?
Oh, it was.
That's right.
It was affecting every area. Yeah.
That's right. So
you're right. Nobody could have done it. No. Except me. And when I made the choice to get off the couch and start doing things, that's when things started to happen. But I wouldn't have taken Kristy knock on the door and say, hey, I've got some stuff here for you. It would have been me going, help me.
That's it. And that's it. It is. It's and that's where I say it's such a holistic approach, and it's mindset, and it's the whole. There's no point putting all these really good products in your mouth if you're going to turn around and have a stress chaser. But also, I also make the analogy of a little, a merry-go-round, whatever you call it, Ferris wheel, where, when you've got a poor diet or you're severely stressed, then you start making bad choices, then you eat the wrong things, then you feel sleepy, then you don't have any exercise or motivation, then you do nothing, then you sit on the couch, then you eat more, and you're on that one. You need to halt it. And once you start start changing your diet, changing your attitude, changing things, and start somewhere, you then start feeling better, more motivated, sleep better, exercise more, start lose weight, and you're on a different roller coaster. So yeah, we are what we eat. Food is meant to be our medicine, and it just
fuel.
Getting people to understand that. And I think having, with someone like me, I was
just going to say, food for fuel and food for medicine is the right mindset. So we are out of time. We did start a few minutes late, but what I just wanted to do, we will get people to connect with you. I've just really quickly, Kate has said, "Wow, is it the same for kids, and do they need supplements?"
Yes. Yes. So it's the same. It's the same deal. Is that if the nutrients are not in our fruits and vegetables that were there back in 1950, none of us have got are getting what we should have been getting. Should be getting in our diet, and that includes children. So yes, I help people with children's health. I've got, as I said, I've got my 1-year-old and 4-year-old grandchildren, just for cognitive function, immune support, just their mood, just knowing that they're taking a proactive approach in looking after their little bodies, so that yes, they'll still get their little colds and stuff, which is great, because that means their immune system is kicking in and working. So it's when they're away from school or childcare, all like day after day after day, and just can't shake things off, that they're in a little bit of trouble. So yeah, I'm all about taking a proactive approach in looking after yourself, your child, everybody, even your dog and your cat.
Yeah, well, we've got a smelly teenager. We don't have animals because we figure that. Did I say
I've got
that
one
out
of them
loud?
too. I've got one of them too.
Just want to make a mention here. You look like food, because we've got I just put this down a bit. There we go. Leanne is saying she lives in a normal sized block, divided yard into 3 areas, veggies and fruit trees, 8 chooks in the corner. They are great gardeners. Then kiddies play area, barbecue gathering area. Each area has a garden around it, whether it's for veggies or herbs or flowers or for bees. I love that. I love that. Now, I don't know if you know Leanne, but I'm very interested in speaking to you, Leanne. I would love for you to come on my community TV with Adaire and show us.
Yeah.
We'd love to see.
That's the thing, I bet she can notice the taste of, the produce that she gets from her garden, that she's picking as she needs it. Like, and this is the thing, is all the nutrients are in her garden because she's picking it as she needs it. Where the products that you buy in the supermarket will not taste nowhere near as good as what the stuff in her garden does, because they're just pumped full of water. They've got a bit of fibre. They were picked 6 months ago, so the nutrients that we need actually do not go into those fruits and vegetables till the last 72 hours of ripening, and that's where Leanne's getting a lot more in her diet than the average person that can't have that sort of garden sort of thing.
Yeah. We're lucky in our street. We do have and we've got a mandarin tree out here, and don't do a lot of gardening, but people up and down the street, we trade produce, and so we've got a little community thing happening. We are out of time, but before we go, Julie, I'd just like to say we are not. This is community TV with Adaire. We don't do psychics and tarot card readings on this program, but there are others that pop in and out at different times, so keep an eye out for them in the events section on My Time TV Live, and pop back when they are live on this channel. What I'd like to do is, before we do that, I asked, I didn't warn you about this, so so it's going to be fun, don't worry, and it won't hurt. Just tell people where they can get into contact with you for more information about the supplements and about being educated, and if they want to ask you anything about gut health and ways to improve their lives. What's the best way that people can get in touch with you?
I've now got a website called kristysapwell.com. If they go there, there's a link where they can put in their details and get a free consultation. They can connect with me on Facebook, just at Kristy Sapwell, or email me, kristysapwell@gmail.com. So basically, Kristy Sapwell everywhere.
Kristy Sapwell everywhere. What we'll do is afterwards, I'll pop the links up here in the body of the post, and then you can actually come back and pop them below if you want as well, so people can have multiple ways of getting in touch with you. Beautiful. All right, now before we go, thank you so much, that was awesome. Before we go, what I like to do is, you can't see it from this end, but from the outside view, I've just popped up a love heart across the 2 screens, and it's made out of little houses. And what I like to do is to get our faces in the frame, and we'll sit there like grinning like Cheshire cats for just a couple of seconds, and that's going to go into my compilation of people who've been on community TV with Adaire, and I'm going to do like a compilation as we collect these love hearts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move across, and I'm going to get you to move to your left. Can you move to your other left? Sorry, that's my bad. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving across. Up the other way that you were going is good. Go the other way. The other way. Move
Which
back.
other way? This way?
The other way to what you're going now. Come back. Back this way. Come back this way. Keep moving back there. I think it's to your right, is it? Hang on. Because everything's
This is
back
my
to front.
left. That's my left here.
All right, so it must be your right. Yeah, move that way. Move to your right. Move to your right. Keep going. Keep moving to your right. Don't worry about it. Just look at. Is that your left or your right? Where we're going. We normally
out of the camera.
Yeah, I'll go the other way then. Come back the other way. We normally have a practice run of this, but because we had no, come back the other way. Yeah, that's it. Keep going. That's it. Bingo. Stop. Don't move. Don't move. Look at, no, you moved. Go back. All right. Can you go to your right? Move to your right. I think we got it there, but we might be able to get a shot. I know you can't understand what I'm saying, and normally I do brief people, but
it's
like
very hard with a phone because I'm doing it with my phone.
Yeah, I know, but you came back to the right and then you moved back to the left. So if you can move back to the right a little bit, to your right. Keep going. Back to your right. Right. Go back to the middle of the screen. Go back to the screen where you were looking before. Come and sit in the middle of the screen.
Maybe if I move up closer. Shall I?
Were you going to your right or your left? Show me your right hand. It's fun. Go like this, in front of your nose with your right hand.
Just a second. Let me do this. What am I going to do here?
All right. So you had your other hand up before. What am I doing?
Right.
All right. All right. Now, what I want you to do is just, yep, perfect. Move to your left a little bit. Am I saying it right? Let's do this. All right. Can you just move back? Just pull your head back just a moment, just a bit. This is funny. That. Okay, that'll do.
Did you get it?
This is live broadcasting at its best. I got it, and it's going to be fine.
Chop half my head off. I'm used to it.
Everybody, don't go anywhere. Kristy, I'll just drop you out. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll just chat with you in the lobby once I wind up the show. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Lovely chatting with you. Okay. Oh, yeah, you never know what's going to happen on live broadcasting. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Adaire Palmer. This is Community TV with Adaire, and you're just talking with Kristy Sapwell about gut health and about how good supplements can enhance our lives. You'll find her detail up there in the comments, the body of the post, or down here in the comments as well. I'm Adaire Palmer. This is Community TV with Adaire on mytimetv.live. I am back next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Australian Central Daylight Time. Have a wonderful week, everybody. Bye for now.